Hey guys, it's your girl Kizzy Rock, and yes, Kizzy Rock is my birth given name. Happy Tuesday! Want to say hey to all my subscribers, and it was well this season. I got a word for you. Tap in. Happy Tuesday, guys. So, a few downloads I wanted to speak to you guys about, and I want to start off with discipline, and probably continue on with. I'm going to start off with a few signs. There are so many, but a few signs that you know you are close to breakthrough in promises, things that you may be experiencing. Again, there's a number of them, but I'm going with the first few things that pop into my head. Number one, you're under attack. Of course, again, attacks come in so many different forms, but you may currently be or have recently came out one of the worst demonic spiritual attacks in your life. And now that you've come out of that, you'll realize now that there are multiple smaller attacks that's coming right behind it. But the great thing about that is once you've been through like a major, sorry guys, I'm back to reality. My phone is back phoning, so please bear with me. The great thing about coming out of one of the most difficult seasons in your life is that when these smaller attacks come behind it, it's a breeze. You just blow those off. This is why you're probably getting attacked. Could be through social media or the enemy is using people, but it's so petty, like it's rolling off of you. It's almost like you don't even care. It's because you've already conquered, like you came out of the worst time of your life, the darkest season of your life. So these other things are just rolling off of you. But the enemy is literally using people to attack you. This can be through social media, this can be on your job, this can be in your very own household, but it's petty stuff. Keep your hands free. Keep your hands free, because what the enemy is doing is he wants you to get entangled into the smaller attacks. Almost like if someone says something or someone makes up a lie on you or somebody's emailing you or whatever, right? When you start trying to defend and explain yourself, see, at the end of the day, when somebody's mind is made up on you, their mind is made up on you. When the enemy is literally planting certain things into people's head, there is absolutely nothing you can say or do to try to prove yourself. Your only job is to stand, but most importantly, keep your hands free. Don't retaliate. That's God's job. That's God. God will literally make people look like a fool. He will literally make people look like a fool when it's all said and done. When it's all said and done, it will be God who shows everyone else the truth. So there's no need for you to get your hands all muddied up with demonic forces. It's all a distraction. Remember, if Satan can't beat you, he's going to distract you. So now you're sitting here going back and forth with people. You're all stressed out. You're trying to reply. It's a whole distraction game. So just stand still, allow God to fight your battle, right? Your job is to just trust and believe. Your job is to keep a pure spirit. Your job is to stand on faith, knowing that God is going to show up for you like he's always shown up for you. Listen, one of the most confusing things is no longer confusing to myself because I've been dealing with it all my life. But one of the most confusing things is not being able to understand how someone can dislike you for no reason, like no reason at all. You will sit here and you will try to like really think like, I just don't get it. Like, I'm one of the most down to earth person. Like, I'm everybody's friend. I'm such a beautiful spirit. Like, I want to see you win too. So you're trying to logically tell yourself things to try to make you understand how someone or people can dislike you. Listen, it's not about you. Well, it really is about you. It's about the God in you. It's about the light on your life. It's the fact that you're chosen. People don't dislike you. They dislike what they can't understand. People don't dislike you. They dislike what they can't understand. If they really dislike you, they wouldn't even like be bothering you. Like if you don't like something, like if I don't like something, like I'm going to block it, or I don't want to see it. You know what I mean? But the fact that they keep like they like you, they just can't figure out why what they're doing is not working. They can't figure out why the witchcraft is not working. In fact, it reversed back to them. They can't figure out why they can't ruin your day when they're sending you foolishness. They can't figure out why you're still smiling, why you're still shining, why you're still leveling up when they literally have done everything to try to attack you. So they can't figure you out. They can't figure out why is it you? Why do you get to shine? Why are you leveled up? Why is God leveling you up and they're stuck in a rut? Well, that just answered their own question. How do you think you can constantly attack somebody? How do you think you can constantly walk around in negative, toxic, dark energy all day long and God is going to use you? So you're really mad with other people because you see how God is using them. So you have to question yourself. If you're sitting behind screens, if you're sitting here, whatever you got going on, that foolishness, right? How can God? I mean, how? How can God use you? Make it make sense. I don't understand. Your spirit is dark. Like you letting these demons play up in your head, right? But you want God to use you, or you're trying to question why can't God use you, but he's using other people. Please make it make sense. So some other signs that you know breakthrough is near is that God is increasing your discipline. In fact, who child? In fact, would Kizzy, who you don't get it together. In fact, whatever Satan, get up off of me. Whatever area of discipline that God has been building you for years and years, and that could be a number of things. We all have different things God is working on us with. But whatever character flaw, whatever discipline that he's been building you, here's what can be very, very tricky. Because remember now, right? When God makes you a promise, most of the time you're not going to see things in the physical realm. It's about the spiritual realm. It's about faith. It's about you believing even when you can't see it. But when you start going through certain storms and you're not as spiritually inclined, like you're really taking some hits, so you're not really as connected as you once were, the enemy will throw something in there, right? And because you're already spiritually depleted, you will start to feel like, well, God made me this promise 25 years ago, and at this point here, nothing is happening. So I might as well, every effort that I put into every discipline that I've been working on, I'm just going to go ahead and just do what I want to do. It is what it is. Because at this point here, I think it was a familiar spirit. I heard God wrong. The enemy will literally set you up like that. So with that being said, if you failed the test, if you fail that one test, and somebody's failed it, I can feel it. If you failed it, please, please, please do not allow the enemy to get in your head and make you think like you got to hide from God and you messed up so bad that now you got to run and duck from God. God's still trying to give you the blessings. He just wants you to repent and keep it moving, right? Right? But you're sitting here ducking and dodging God as if God don't know you already messed up. Repent and keep it moving. Get back in alignment, right? So again, he's working on your discipline. So again, either he's currently building it, which when he's building your discipline, he's going to literally put you in situations that's going to test your discipline. And it's going to be extremely hard. You may fail several times, but he will keep giving you the test over and over. And all that is designed to build your discipline, because we tend to think that the areas that God is really disciplining us in, for me, again, one of those areas is my patience. We're trying to figure out, like, you're testing me in this area, but what does that have to do about the promise? What does that have to do about being elevated? What does that have to do about being chosen and you're using me the way you want to use me? Why am I being disciplined with patience? All that stuff is tied in together. Discipline is discipline. Because if you can't be disciplined in one area, then there's a great chance you're not going to be disciplined in another area. So God is trying to take you higher, right? He wants to elevate you. He wants to give you more resources, more people, more open doors. But if you're not disciplined at level 1, you're going to make a fool of yourself at level 10. So he loves us so much that rather than he open certain doors and then allow us to fall flat on our face and look like a fool in front of millions, he rather discipline us in front of hundreds, if that makes sense. Another thing that you know that God is about to bless you is, of course, we spoke about many times about the pruning of people, but many of you right now are literally alone. Like you might have started out with 10 people, even more or less, and now you may be dwindled down to 2, 1, or just yourself. Again, we have these desires that we want to take people along. Guys, I'm back to reality. I'm telling you guys. I've been home one day and it's already crazy. It's a whole zoo, honey. It's a whole zoo. But I'm grateful. I'm thankful. We have these ideas that we want to keep taking all these people with us because they're our friends or because we chose them or whatever. Listen, God's going, if he hasn't done it yet, right, a sweep is coming. A sweep is coming. He's moving people out of your path. Your job is to stand still, because if you're somebody who haven't mastered the area of being alone and in isolation, you're going to want to go seeking people. And how does that make logical sense that God did a sweep and move people out of your lives, let it be friends, even some families or whatever? He did this sweep so he can get you to the point where he brings the people into your life who's going to help elevate you. But because we can't sit still but for so long, we go looking for other people. See, anytime, whatever is designed for you will find you. So you can be somewhere in a different country, right? You can be in another country, but God will literally connect his peoples regardless of how far you are. Somebody's coming to my mind right now. One of my good friends from Nigeria, Ify, she always, she have a lot going on right now, so she haven't been commenting lately. But Ify and I, listen, I've never experienced anything like that. Like we've never even touched each other in the flesh, right? So Ify, if you're listening this morning, honey, you already know what it is. Like we are connected. We are spiritual sisters. Literally, she's from Nigeria. She's in the States now in school, but like it's crazy how God will literally connect his children, right? He connects you with people who's going to help you do destiny. So why are we going out here searching for people? It collides. The spirits collide. You will run into people that you didn't even think you would meet. Randomly, you will meet people. This is God bringing people into your life. So we have to be disciplined enough to stop going looking for people or accepting anybody who just want to throw themselves at us, right? And just wait on God to send. When God sends your people, you wouldn't have to question it. The spirits collide. It's a spiritual connection. It's like you've met these people all your life. Versus you going out or trying to meet people, and then there's something in your spirit is disturbed. You're trying to question, something isn't right. Can I trust this person? Can I not? I'm feeling some red flags. My spirit is a little like, I don't feel a sense of peace. I'm on edge. Are they trying to do this? Are they trying to use me? Are they trying to set me up? That is not God. When God sends your people, it is literally a peace that you cannot describe. You feel settled. You don't feel antsy. You feel calm. You don't feel on edge. You feel like you can go to sleep and be to sleep for 36 hours and not have to worry about any foolishness. So we have to be disciplined. What did I say I was going to speak about? Next. What was the second thing? Oh my goodness, what was it? You know what? I don't even, was it discipline? I don't know. I think I just kind of tied that in, must be with it. I think I tied discipline in with certain things that you're going to experience or you may be currently experiencing. Listen, but to summarize, some of you guys are literally in a posture where that door is about to open, that there's only something separating it. That can be your level of belief. Like, do you really believe it? Or that's going to be a certain test that you still haven't passed, right? You haven't mastered that test. You're being tested every day, but you still can't pass that test. It can be a certain person. This is pinging my spirit, so this got to be for somebody. It can be a certain person that you still have not removed, even though God have shown you clear as day that that person is a whole witch, a whole warlock, a whole demon. That person is not for you, but because you might have a soul tie, a narcissist tie, or whatever, you just can't leave that person alone. That's the holdup. Some of us are already in our new season and don't even realize it. But because you just entered the season and you don't see things happening like fireworks and big explosions happening, you're still thinking God hasn't opened that door. But many of you have already walked into the new season, but He's watching you. Child, I just got hit myself with that one. Lord have mercy. He's watching you. He's watching you to see that everything that you learned in the last season, in the last seasons, right? The last years, like, okay, I've opened this door, but I'm watching you. You don't even know. You don't even know you're in. You don't even know you're in the season. I'm watching you because I want to see what you're going to do, right? So, guys, just stay still. Stand still. I do know from reading some of your emails, a lot of you guys have finally come out of your wilderness, and you are at a place where you do know that God didn't want you to relocate. You do know that God didn't want you to leave that job or whatever. He's worked it out for you, so you're settled now. But just stand still. You're being watched. Don't go back to the very thing that God has pulled you from and miss your whole blessing. You guys have a great one. It's your girl, Kizzy Rock.